Hi, my name is Kyle Brooks, and I'm going to do my speech on why I believe student athletes should get paid. I believe student athletes should get paid for a few reasons. Of these reasons include one, student athletes spend a lot of time not only playing sports but also in school. And a normal student doesn't have to go through all the hours of playing the sport. I mean, student athletes are out practicing up to 4 or 5 hours a day, which they could be out working a job. So it's hard to balance schoolwork with baseball, and it's impossible to have a job on top of both of those things. So that, for one, not being able to work an actual job while you're in school is one reason I believe student athletes should get paid. Another reason is because the student athletes bring money to the school and to the NCAA. Some sports more than others, obviously, as football and basketball bring a ton of money into the NCAA and into their own schools individually. But also smaller sports like baseball, volleyball, gymnastics, they all bring revenue into the school and NCAA. And those players, they sell jerseys, although they don't have their names on it, they have their numbers. So they sell memorabilia, which is another source of money for the NCAA and for the school. So that's the second reason I believe that. The third reason is not all student athletes have scholarships. And that's a belief that student athletes get paid in scholarship money, but that is not necessarily true because not all student athletes have scholarship money, for one. Also, student athlete scholarships, are rarely 100% full paid. So you'll get a scholarship at 25% that helps you out somewhat, but it does not cover all your expenses. And the scholarship that you do get goes to school and goes to the academics and books and stuff you need for school. For those student athletes that don't have scholarships, it's even tougher on them because they don't have that extra money and they're not allowed to work a job, so they have no source of income coming in, and they have to rely on either their parents as paying for their school or possibly taking out loans to cover while they're in school and that they're going to have to repay after they finish college. Another reason I believe student athletes should get paid is because the hours that they put into their sport is really. I personally play baseball for UNF, and the hours that I put into baseball and working out and just being out on the field, along with having to go to classes, I would not have time to do a job. So my personal experience is kind of proof to me that student athletes would not be able to work a job while playing their sport, which other students are able to do. Also, the last reason I believe student athletes should get paid is they need more money to spend for the necessary things like food, clothing, other stuff that needed for the daily life, because all the scholarship money that they do get, it doesn't necessarily go straight to them. It goes to their school first. So if you don't have academic scholarships, that money is going to cover your the scholarship money that you get. So that money is not getting actually paid to you. It's getting paid for you to go to school. It's getting paid for your school stuff. So that's a little misconception. People argue this debate, and they said that student athletes shouldn't get paid, and they have some valid points that they bring up, that they are amateur sports, that some athletes bring in more than others, so how would that be fair if some athletes get paid more than others? And those are all valid points, but I believe that we could find out a way to pay the players accordingly to what they bring into their school or how much hours they spend. And for that reason, that's why I believe student athletes should get paid. And it's a heavily debated topic that many people will agree with or disagree with, and it's actually going on in the real world right now. But I believe that student athletes should get paid for all the work that they do, for not being able to to work an actual job and make money. And lastly, just because they bring in so much money for the NCAA and for their school, especially big schools, big football players, they bring in so much money. And if they don't get pro, they never get actually paid for playing that sport that they dedicated 20 years of their life to. So that is the reason I believe student athletes should get paid. Thank you.